Once again into the unknown, huh? Thrilling, right?
If you call sailing to our certain death thrilling.
Well, of course it sounds grim when you put it that way, but come on, where's that dwarven sense of adventure, huh? It's gonna be thrilling, and you know it.
Thrilling is certainly one way to put it. I suppose we did survive one excursion into the mist. So, let's just do that again.
Well, he came out even more mad than before. And you made it out with a fresh new scar.
Look, I just want to save the world, okay? I mean, if that's what you call mad, then so be it. Call me insane. But look up ahead. Can you see that? Huh? We're almost there, and there's not a single tentacle in sight.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Mistlight. We're coming straight over to this map because, to remind you where we were, the party had begun traveling back to Kull towards the village. However, while following the road, two people were foraging for things, and two people were ensuring that you stayed on track. But nobody was really looking around for things that might attack. As you guys are walking through this horrible, misty, foggy landscape, who would be in front?
I believe
Unless
Will and I were
someone-
navigating, so...
Yeah. Unless someone elbows their way past me, Will takes point by default.
Then Will, as you step on a vine on the ground, you feel it squish under your foot. There is barely a moment before you realize that some of the foliage nearby is pulsing, almost beating. A second later, it explodes, a noise as these roots fly up, and what is essentially a huge, bulbous, green-looking, swampy-looking ball explodes. And from it, several creatures begin to crawl out, moving towards you. Fungi-looking things, almost like semi-humanoid mushrooms. Everyone can give me nature checks. Merlin, you can have advantage on this one.
Sorry, did you say all of us roll nature?
If you'd like to, yes, to determine whether you know what these creatures are.
I would like to know what is eating my face, yes. Let's see.
You do not. You have no
I do
idea.
not know what is eating my face.
You have never been deep enough into any forest to have encountered one, perhaps. Fix, you might have heard the word, but you would never have seen them. However, Fire and Merlin, appropriately, would recognize that these creatures are known in and around the iris tree in the south as Myconids. They are fungus creatures and people. These ones, however, look very different. The fact that the Myconids that you might have encountered, Fire and Merlin, were actually somewhat passive or even friendly in maybe your case, Merlin. These ones look twisted and wrong. Their bodies covered in lots of little pustules that are bursting and releasing these spores, not pores, and they have black and brown spots all over them, which is something that you wouldn't recognize to be a common Myconid trait. I'm going to bring you over to the battle map, and you may position yourselves in the, let me rejoin this one, Within that green coffin-shaped box there, you may place yourselves where you think you might be.
Why'd it have to be a coffin, Brett?
It just kind of
Yeah.
it was an accident, I promise.
Why?
It's just that that's where the road is.
Might have been behind Will.
And as you guys move forward, the problem with your encounter roll is that you are currently surprised. So,
Oh, boy.
I did not. Yeah, give me some initiatives, please.
Here we go.
Would Merlin and I happen to know their weaknesses or strengths or anything? Or are these just so different that...
The only thing they don't like is direct sunlight. They also communicate to each other using their spores. But they don't really have a particular weakness or anything like that. There's no real way of dealing with them quickly and dispatching them quickly that you guys would maybe know of. So who am I missing here?
Me, again.
you.
I had a 4.
All right, you should be able to change it yourself. And I'm going to roll initiatives for the Myconid in the center, the 2 others, and we have a death cap somewhere in here.
What is that?
He's a dangerous boy. They all are. So these things spit out spores and have, you would probably know they have varying effects to what they can do, but I guess you're gonna have to find out what those effects are. You were a 4, did you say?
Yeah.
And those are 4. Lots of 4s there. What is your dex modifier?
1.
A +1. You get to go before they do. However, you are each surprised right now as you rolled a 1 on your whether you would or would not be surprised on the random encounter check. So, as this thing explodes, these things start moving out from what was essentially a giant egg sac or something like that, a cocoon, with all of this strange green liquid that's dripping down, probably all over Will and Fix. Maybe some of it splashed onto you, Fire, and you, Merlin, but it just seems to be kind of goop. It doesn't seem to be hurting you in any way. However, there are lots of spores in the air, so many that each of you would probably immediately be coughing and recognize that you're inside of a lot of these spores. These mushroom things immediately start moving towards you. Whether this was a trap or whether they've just been born, I don't think you know, but they clock you guys instantly, and they move quite slowly, but towards you nonetheless. So the very first one moves towards you, Will, and he is going to attempt, give me a Constitution saving throw. As he's moving towards you, there is as all of these spores are aimed towards you, you get this sense of all of these awful spores landing on your body, and you maybe you breathe them in, but cover your mouth in time. You
Con
are
save is 15.
You are, nothing happens to you.
Well, I like this outcome.
Yes. The what is this one? Let me just get my bearings on these creatures. Aha. The largest of the Myconids also rushes towards where you are, Will, stomping towards you. It towers up above you as well. This thing is about 9 feet tall, like a long, thin mushroom with all of these spores pouring out behind it, these tiny little eyes and a kind of vague idea of a face in what is a strange cone-like mushroom head. It's stomping towards you with these spores pouring out towards you again, can you give me a Constitution saving throw?
I feel like I know where this fight is going.
Yeah, a lot of con saves.
11 this time.
11 is bad for you as you are stunned for 1 minute. You've been hit by the pacifying spores there. You are stunned for 1 minute. You can, at the end of your turn, roll another con save to try and break free of it. But essentially, this thing comes stomping towards you, and you feel these spores. You breathe them in, and your body seizes up. Maybe as you're reaching for your sword, bringing your shield up, the others standing behind you will see Will kind of slow down before he is stopped in place as he breathes in a bunch of this stuff. The creature is also going to try and hit you, and you are stunned. So what does that mean? You probably don't have much by way of being able to stop this, right?
I'm at disadvantage, but it is not automatic crits.
That's right. Thank you very much, Fairlightpedia. I'm gonna bring him along every time I do.
You asked, sir. You asked.
So it is going to attack you with advantage on a 14. I think it still misses.
Even in my delirious state, I'm still a thick boy.
Yeah, it
does not hit.
Hits your armor maybe, and you feel that dung. More of these spores pour off of its arms. You guys can see that they are poisonous looking. The next Myconid to go here is the horrible little death cap Myconid. This one is much smaller than the other ones. It actually has a very obvious mouth with little sharp teeth in it, and hands with little claws on it. This creature probably can't get too far, actually. So this one will rush forward to the center of where these things originally came from. However, I don't think it can actually do anything, so I guess it just moves again and probably still can't get too close. Oh, it can get right next to you, Will. I think that's all this one does. Then the next Myconid will do a very similar thing as this one rushes past you, Will, and rushes up to you, Fix. The other two Myconids are small, not as small as the death cap, nowhere near as big as the much larger one, and they come running towards you. Please give me a Constitution saving throw, Fix, as it rushes past Will, and you will find that you too are stunned. The cloud of spores rushing towards you as these things burst forth from this within a matter of seconds. This huge cocoon breaks and these creatures come rushing at you. Most notably, even inside the fog of the mist, there are all of these spores that rush over towards you like dust. The wave hits Will and Fix, and the two of them slow down to a complete stop, and that brings us to the top of the round officially with Will's turn, and really all you can do is make me a con save. If you can break out of the stun. If you are stunned, by the way, you pretty much can't do anything. Stunned. You're like fully paralyzed, so just assume that you can't do anything. Will continues to remain stunned. The next of these creatures will rush up to Fix, and this one is going to try and hit you, Fix, as it rushes past you. On a 10, that's going to be a miss. You feel this thing rush past you, and it kind of like flails an arm at you, but it seems to be intent on the other two prey here, the gnome and the shadow elf. As it rushes past you, it misses with its strike, bringing us to Fire's turn. Fire, you see all of this happening. There are these horrible little mushroom men running around, spreading spores everywhere. Will and Fix seem to be stuck where they are. What would you like to do?
I am going to quickly glance towards Merlin and say, "You should run." And then I will take my rapier And I will slash this boy. Boop. Is it sneak attack because they're within 5 feet of my people?
Does sneak attack go off if you're stunned?
No.
I didn't think it did either. So, no.
Okay.
You don't have advantage or an ally.
13.
A 13 is a hit, however.
Ooh. 6.
6 piercing damage. Yes, you cut off a chunk of fungi from this mushroom. As you cut it off, you see all these spores pour out, but more of that kind of green chlorophyll, goopy stuff comes out of him as well, almost like blood. As a chunk of this plant creature is cut off by the rapier, but it is still standing and still moving around and does not look too pleased with you.
I will disengage.
Question for you all: can you see each other's HPs this week?
Oh, yes.
And names?
Yes, we can.
Good. I honestly believe you've been able to do this since the beginning of the campaign.
No.
I
only found out
honestly
last
I thought you hid that info to make things harder.
No, I wanted you to be able to see each other's names and HP the entire time, but I guess I messed up the linking at the beginning. Okay, and then you disengage, did you say?
Yes, and I will go. I have enough movement to get there. And yeah, I just
Okay.
hope Merlin gets out of there.
The big Myconid, what can you do here? Hey, why not give me another con save, please, Fairlight? / Will.
Why you do this thing? All right.
I don't like you.
Well, I
You're
should
big and
in
shiny.
theory be good at these, but I've been rolling like garbage.
That is
Another
a
9.
terrible fail, as you are now poisoned for 1 minute. You are also incapacitated, and what is happening to you is a second set of spores, which are all kinds of different colors, hit you in the face, and Will breathes them in. His eyes become very bloodshot, and you begin to hallucinate terrible things. Think Scarecrow's fear gas as each of these Myconids begins to twist and turn, and you're immediately kind of having these horrible hallucinogenic effects. The trees that were already kind of curled and gnarled curl over you. In the mist, in the distance, you see faces forming. And these hallucinations begin. You will also need to make another check for each of those to end this condition. But you are poisoned, which means
another check for each of what?
So you'll do a con check for stunned and a con check for poisoned separately.
Okay, gotcha. Yes.
And for those of you that want to know, let me read poison for you. Official. You have disadvantage on attack and ability checks while you are poisoned for 1 minute. So that brings us to Merlin's. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. He's going to try and hit you as well because he gets multi-attack. On an 18 versus your AC, Will.
Oh, is this at me?
Yeah.
Yes, that hits.
Then you take 8 bludgeoning damage and 5 poisoning damage. This creature just kind of lamps Will. A big, thick fungi hand fist strikes Will. And while stunned, his face turns to one side. Maybe you catch the slackened look on his face. And there's also a lot of this kind of poison spores that are settling on his skin as they poison you. You take 8 bludgeoning and 5 poison damage, and that brings us to Merlin's turn.
Alright, Merlin I think is first gonna get some distance. He's gonna scurry on over here closer to fire. And he is going to use Scorching Ray on the Myconid adults and the Death Cap.
Okay, yes, 1 each. We'll go clockwise.
Yeah. 1.
On the top.
Oh, yes.
Natural 20. 12.
12 and a 21.
So, the 2 adults get hit by these scorching rays, and one of them flies kind of loose into the distance. The first one takes 16 damage. Lots of those spores burning up. You see this scorching ray fly forwards and catch this mushroom. It is shrunk and reduced and burned. The spores that are around it ignite, and it helps to dissipate some of the floating spores. And you've done a lot of damage to this creature, but it is not fully dead. The second one takes 7 damage, which is the same one which had already been cut by fire. The third scorching ray flies past the much smaller death cap, which is rushing forward. Is that the end of your turn?
I am gonna use telekinetic on the big Myconid.
Yes.
Let me just put that there in the chat for you.
You can try and technically shove one creature. When you do so, the target must succeed on a strength save or be moved away from you. And size doesn't matter, right? Let's see. Strength save from the Sovereign. A 15. What was your spell save DC?
Spell save? Hold on, let me double check.
On your
Oh my
spell
God.
page, it's right up in the middle of the top.
No, it doesn't make it. Hi, mine's
Boom.
16.
Then it is pushed back
You are pushed, buddy.
5 feet away from Will as it strikes Will and is then suddenly telekinetically pushed back. Let's see who is next. Oh, is my stream going crazy?
I think it's breaking.
Oh, place your bets. Is it Emma Pickles downloading Steam games?
Uh-oh.
The spores have affected.
The spores have affected Emma Pickles. I think we're good now. I'll keep an eye on it though.
Modem failed its con save.
I don't know how badly you... I don't know what happened. I think it was just a burp in my internet. So, that's the end of your turn, Merlin?
Yeah, that ends my turn.
Alrighty. Brings us to you, Fix. You may give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I'd also like Vita. Ow.
Oh yeah, you can drag Vita in yourself. Just drag
I always forget that. I'm gonna scream.
Vita onto the thing.
Alright, my con save was a 5. So.
Oh, we both did it. There
there
you
are
go.
2 Vitas.
Be at full health as well.
Yeah.
Summon a swarm of Vitas and send them in.
You
Okay.
do not pass. You are still stunned
Yeah.
right now.
I'll roll initiative for Vita as well.
Yep.
I have not. 14.
14 puts Vita there. And, okay. So, Death Cap. Turn. This one is going to move this here for myself. Oh, wow. Didn't do that. This one will rush. Let me see who he doesn't like the most. Wow. He really doesn't like fire. And I mean the character. This one comes running forward towards you, Fire. As you start moving backwards, you see this little creature kind of sight you and becomes obsessed with you. Its eyes light up and its little row of sharp teeth smile, but horrifically and twisted as it runs at you. This thing is going to... give me a con save. It releases a set of horrible, deep, dark blue spores towards you. An 11 is a fail. You have become...
Cool.
You pass out. You are put to sleep. You will wake up if you take damage or if another creature uses an action to shake you awake. So Fire is hit by a bunch of these spores and then falls, hits the ground, and is unconscious right now. The Death Cap, 1, 2, will then rush towards you, Merlin, and he's going to try and hit you.
Oh no.
He doesn't like you on a 16.
I'm gonna use shield.
Hey, what is your AC after shield?
Oh, wait. Oh,
Your AC
AC.
is plus 5 to 21 probably, isn't it?
Oh, 16. It is still 16.
Wait, this isn't right. Your AC is 11?
Oh. Well, you said plus 5.
No, hang on. I mean, your base AC is 11.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is.
We need to get some mage armor up in here
That's
for
what
you.
a mage
Marla.
armor is for. It's still going to hit you with shield, so probably don't want to set off shield.
Oh,
So
okay,
shield
then.
gives you a plus 5 to your AC. It doesn't stop all incoming damage.
Got it. Okay.
This thing, is... how tall are you?
Oh, Merlin. Okay, let's not make fun of my height, but I'm 3
3 foot?
feet.
This thing is only 2 foot tall, so this thing is even shorter than you, and it jumps on your chest with its horrible little mouth. And as it does so, it strikes you in the face, kind of giving you a horrible slap. You take 9 bludgeoning
Ow.
damage, and then all of these spores pour out from it, these black and horrible spores, and they swarm you, and you take an extra 8 poisoning damage on top of it. So in total, you take 17 damage on the death cat. Then the next Myconid will go as it attempts to strike at the stunned and poisoned Will with advantage. That is a natural 22 from the Myconid. So Will, this thing just starts wailing on you. Dum dum dum. This thing is just kind of like Donkey Kong slapping at you while you're in your stunned state. You take 11 bludgeoning damage and 11 poison damage from it, as all these spores are also pouring off of it.
I'd
Pretty
like
nice.
to file a complaint.
Yeah? Who are you going to file a complaint to?
The mushroom department.
That is definitely run by Wank Steven.
Okay.
Because he's a fun guy.
Yes. Your turn. You may make me
Do
a
I get to play the game? Let's see. All right, first roll will be for my stun. Please let me out. Finally.
You are unstunned.
Okay. I can move again, but my turn's over. And I roll for the poison to try and get this crap out of my system. 22.
Yes.
There we go.
Unstunned, unpoisoned. So you're back to normal, but looking a little beaten up. You kind of maybe come to, spin around. You've got like a little blood dripping from a fat lip. You've been hit a few times on the back of the head and bludgeoned through the armor, but you are free essentially. The next Myconid is going to do the same thing to you. Fix is going to be wailing on you with its fists with advantage on a 21. I'm guessing it hits you.
Yep, that'll hit.
So you take 7 bludgeoning damage and 7 poison damage. Same thing. This thing's just hitting you wildly, and these spores are also affecting you as it does so. Bringing us to Fire's turn.
So,
Yes.
Brad.
Yes.
No, never mind. I wanted to do something unorthodox, but I feel like it'd be too complicated.
Okay.
I don't get a reaction, do I? What am I? I'm not incapacitated, am I? I'm just stunned.
You're stunned.
Very good.
Stun is incapacitated. It includes
It's the same thing, yeah. It's just underneath it. You can give me a... Oh yeah, no, you don't make a save for this. You just have to be woken up. All right, so Vita's turn.
Oh boy. Vita's gonna use the claw attack on the Myconid the blue Myconid above me.
Okay, give me that attack roll.
Oh God, Vita, please help me. 17.
17 to hit.
4 slashing and 3 fire. 7
4 slashing and 3 fire. How does Vita kill this thing? Vita gets a kill. This is Vita's first kill, I think. But how would you like it to
nice.
Kill him?
Vita, this is happening simultaneously. So Vita spins out of their ash form straight into their magma form, and as they're spinning into the magma form, it's just a big rake across the face of the thing they saw attack me.
Yeah, and the fire following up with that attack kind of finishes off the already burnt Myconid, and it falls to the ground kind of smoking and maybe even bubbling as the green goop boils. Still Vita's turn if Vita wants to move.
Vita, yeah, Yeah, Vita's gonna move next to this one. Yeah, and if this one's dead and this is the one that stunned me, am I still stunned?
Yes. You have spores in you.
Alright, cool. That's it.
Big Myconid will move towards you again, Will, and I will need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh boy. I was checking to see if I had an inspiration point so I don't get stunned again. I want to play the game. Here we go. 9.
Guess who's stunned?
Oh, man.
Will kind of comes to, begins to shake off some of this pain, maybe draws his sword before is hit by another cloud of these spores and is stunned once more. You will then feel the horrific thud on the very top of your head of a huge Myconid fist as it bonks you on the head, and you take 8 bludgeoning damage and 3 poison damage. That's the end of that one's turn, bringing us to Merlin.
Oh boy. Okay. First, I am going to use Mage Hand. So Merlin, he just summons a little tiny hand, and it kind of hovers and floats over to Fire, and then just bitch slaps her across the face. Wake the fuck! Oh my God, we need you, Fire.
Fire, you wake up after all of this. You come to, your face is stinging, and you don't even see who slapped you, but you wake up and then see the chaos in front of you of what's going on.
Wasn't me. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. Is it okay if I use a bonus action first?
You've already used an action.
Oh no! What? There's a cantrip.
And I was being kind to you and gave you an action to cast the Mage Hand, and also an action to wake someone up.
Oh,
you're welcome.
Darn it. Right. Okay.
Unfortunately, cantrips are still what they say they are.
Philly. Okay. So can I move then?
You can move, but remember you might take an attack of opportunity, and you do have a bonus action. Well, you do have a bonus action.
Okay. Well, I'll push him then. Telekinetic.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll push.
Strength save.
Yeah. Push that death cap.
See if it works. 10. Yes. You push him back away from you so that you can run. Yeah.
Bye, Felicia. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here.
Okay, and you go running off somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. I am my turn.
We'll try and track you. There you are. Merlin scurries off further back the way you came, bringing us to Fix, who needs to give me a Constitution saving throw. 14. You break free, but it is the end of your turn. You begin to move again. You can breathe a little clearer as the death cap maybe rushes after Merlin. Let's see if he sees that you're awake now, Fire. He does not. So this thing is going to rush after Merlin. You are prone, Fire, but you can make an attack of opportunity against this creature with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to. Let me do this. Couple.
Stab it in the foot as it runs past.
Yeah, you swing wildly at it, and it just hops over your sword as the creature rushes after Merlin here. Merlin, give me a Constitution saving throw, please. Your con went up last week. Yep. That's a natural 22. Because you are a zombie and you don't need to breathe. So all of these spores hit you and you feel them, and maybe you instinctively breathe in because you can breathe, you just don't need to, and then nothing happens. It doesn't affect you at all. It's still going to try and hit you though, which might affect you. Oh, a natural 1. Roll me a d20, please, Merlin.
Oh, yes.
What number is
13.
that? 13. It cannot attack next turn. It misses a turn. It overextends its reach and stumbles, spinning around, losing itself in a cloud of its own spores. And it loses the ability to attack for a round, bringing us to the Myconid that isn't dead. Which one is dead? That one. The Myconid that isn't dead will swipe wildly at Vita, I imagine. On an 11 versus Vita's AC.
AC is 11.
AC is 11, makes it, breaks it. Vita takes 6 bludgeoning damage and 2 poison damage. As he is flying around this Myconid, it backhands Vita, and Vita spins through the air before recovering, taking the appropriate damage. And Will's turn. Please give me a con save. Wow.
I'm gonna go make a sandwich.
That is an 8. I think it is time for you to remake the entire sheet, because this sheet does not like you with a +6. You remain stunned. Fire's turn.
All right.
Prone fire.
I will use half of my movement to stand.
Yes.
And then I will take a shot at the big boy. I'm
Alright.
worried about Will. It is not looking great.
Yep.
Boop. 12.
I think a 12 misses. Yep, it hits the creature, but it hits like a particularly thick bark-like part of the creature, and the arrow sticks into that bark, but the creature does not react to it. That is a miss. Anything else on your turn?
You know what? Nope.
Alrighty, Vita's turn.
Vita will use claws again against the second Myconid. On a 9.
9 is a miss, unfortunately. Vita kind of trying to recover from that hit, maybe misses as the arm swings wide of him again. And then it is Big Myconid's turn. Let's see here. I wonder... Yeah, Big Myconid will move... Wait, what do you have? Oh, it can move a lot. Big Myconid moving around to where Vita is. Vita needs to make me a con save. Wait, what is Vita? What's Vita immune to?
Poison and charmed.
Alright. Bear that in mind.
11.
Oh, no, it is the... Oh, yeah, that's the condition of poisoned, but not poison damage.
Not,
Immune
except for
to
poison damage.
fire. Con save is an 11. So, for Vita... Yep, 11 is good. Vita will also be stunned. Flying through the air, suddenly stunned. You see Vita hit the ground. The Myconid lifts a huge trunk-like foot up and attempts to tread on Vita on the ground. On a natural 22, Vita will take 12 bludgeoning damage and then 14 poison damage.
Vita is down.
Alright, Vita doesn't die, but is just immediately like a beaten Pokemon returned to your amulet, and you need to re-summon Vita as this huge trunk-like thing comes down. You see Vita's fire put out, and then mixed in with a bunch of these spores, the form of Vita, the ash, is gone, and you know that Vita isn't dead or anything like that, but is. You need to resummon Vita as this Myconid deals with the problem of Vita, bringing us to Merlin being chased by this small little deathcap Myconid.
So the death cap, this skips a turn, right? So can I still disengage from it, or does it still have an attack on me if I move?
I guess it doesn't. No, it literally
Okay.
cannot attack. So you can
Merlin's
move
gonna
around.
scurry off here so he can get some distance, and he will once again cast Scorching Ray.
All on the same creature.
So one on the death cap, one on the One of each, yeah. So the Myconid and the Myconid adult as well, yeah.
Okay. You have 3.
Yeah, okay. Alright, let's do this. Come on, Merlin. Oh my god, okay.
Go from the top and down. 1 hit.
2.
1 miss. No, hit. 3 hits. Give me all the damage.
Oh, all 3 of them hit?
Yes. So you do 5 damage to the one which is directly in front of you, the death cap.
Yeah, the death cap first, and then
6 damage to the big one. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you kill the other one. One of these just flies straight forward and ignites, burning what's left of the other adult Myconid away. The one that's down between Fix and Will is struck by this fire and falls into a kind of burning pile of mushrooms on the ground. And you still have a bonus action.
Yeah, I will push the big boy away from Fix and Will.
Okay, an 18. I think he survives the pushing.
Yep, nope, he does not get pushed this time.
Okay, it brings us to you, Fix.
Alright. I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step.
Are you free? Did you break free?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
A bonus action Misty Step behind the stump over here.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna double Eldritch Blast this Myconid.
Big one?
Big boy.
Alright. Give me the attack rolls, please. 10
10
is a miss.
And a 24.
24 is a hit.
13.
13
damage.
force damage as this thing is maybe looking towards where you are after crushing Vita and turning towards the 2 of you that are beside it. You vanish and then it is hit by this kind of force. It's probably trying to figure out where you are actually. This thing is yeah, it kind of sees where you went after a moment or so. The death cap cannot attack, but it's still going to rush after you, Merlin. This small one is running after Merlin, but it can't actually attack.
Oh no.
I'm also going to move 10 foot, by the way. I didn't use my
no
move.
problem. Yeah. This thing is dead. Bringing us to Will's turn.
Here we go again.
We go again.
So if I roll another 9, an 11.
Which
Still a fail.
thing put
Isn't it?
you to sleep? It was the big one, wasn't it?
It's the big one, isn't me with it
Yeah,
twice now.
unfortunately you are still stunned. Fire is not stunned. What do you want to do this turn?
I don't want Merlin to get hurt, so I'm gonna run out to this death cap, stab it in the butt with a 19.
That is a hit.
Sneak attack, right?
Yep.
Whoop. Oh.
18 damage in total as you run up and you stab it in the butt. The creature is hit by this rapier, a hole made through it, the spores bursting up into the air. It is not dead, but you've made a hole in it as you wanted to do. End of your turn.
I will disengage and go here. And that's
All
my
right. Big Myconid. Big Myconid. What can Big Myconid do? I'm gonna see if it can even remember Will is there. Nope. So will he try and chase after Fix, or will he try and chase after Fire? He's gonna try and chase after you, Fire. He is close enough to get to you as well. Give me a con save as he comes rushing towards you, a wash of spores.
18.
18 is a make. You're not affected by the spores, the wave of and cloud of spores that hit you. You're going to attempt to strike at you. On an 11, I'm guessing that's a miss too. Maybe you dip down underneath this thing as a huge fist, like a log, swings over the top of your head. And then it's Merlin's turn.
All right. Okay. Ooh. Let's try this. I don't think Merlin's casted this before. He's gonna cast Fireball on the big boy.
Oh, okay. So fireball.
But in a way where fire is not within radius.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Can we make that happen, or is
we
that
can.
a no?
Let's figure it out now. So
we
that
can. Okay.
You can cast it 150 feet away from yourself. It is a 20-foot radius sphere. My God, who is drawing on the thing?
So I didn't realize
that 20 foot.
I didn't realize that was gonna draw a shape. Here, I'm moving. Here, just pay no attention to the shapes. They're over there now.
Delete the shape.
now.
I'm trying to figure out how. I don't know how.
So
An illusion of the mist.
20-foot radius is like a huge
Okay,
area,
never mind. That is not a good idea.
You could do it here, and it would hit just this creature.
Would Will not be affected? Will's
Not
kind
if
of close.
you can cast it to here, right? And then the
Right.
20 foot would hit the Myconid and only go around here in a circle. If you cast it here, it will hit everyone.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Cripes.
You're gonna have to tell me where you want to set it off from now
Okay.
on.
All right, maybe I want to think this through again. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I will. I got some cool new tricks, but I don't think I can use them just yet. Darn it. Okay, I will, for the last time, use Scorching Ray. Twice on the big boy and once on the death. Oh, I am too close to the death cap.
Yes.
Okay, can I push the death cap as a bonus first?
Yes.
Okay, I'll push him.
Let's see. Strength save on a 5. So yeah, you push
Okay,
him
yeah,
away.
you
I'm guessing
pushed.
like here,
Yeah, bye, Felicia. Okay,
and then give
and
me the scorching rays. 2 for the big guy
Alright.
and 1 for the little guy, right?
yeah, so this is for the little guy.
Okay.
And then
That's a miss.
oh no. Okay, well that's a hit. And then 14.
2 hits on the big guy. It's
Okay,
swinging
right.
wildly at fire. Fire kind of dancing around under these huge hands that it has, and it is struck by 2 balls of fire, and it takes 15 fire damage. It doesn't like it. The spores ignite around it, parts of it burning now, bits of it kind of damaged, but it's still standing and still kind of swinging wildly towards where you are.
That ends my turn.
All right, bringing us to Fix.
I'm gonna run back around here towards Will. And as I'm running, I'm gonna fire another 2 Eldritch Blasts at the big boy.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So that is a 20 and
There's a hit.
a 12,
That is a miss. 1 hit again.
a 9.
Another strike from an arcane source hits this thing while it's attacking fire. And is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna yell to Will. Will, can you move?
Well,
And then just
My response is just gonna be like a blank, empty stare, and I'm not looking back at you, just kind of looking through you, like at the horizon beyond you somewhere.
this little creature is going to jump towards you. Roll me a Constitution saving
No.
throw, please, Merlin.
Oh my. Okay. 16.
16's a make. It's going to still try and hit you. 21's a hit. You take 11
Ow.
bludgeoning damage and 10
Oh.
poison damage. Are you immune to poison though?
I am immune to poison.
Is it full immunity? Yes.
Yeah, so I think I just take the 11.
So you only take the 11 bludgeoning. This thing jumps on you and sticks its claws into your body and lets off a bunch of spores, and before it kind of cocks its head confused that you are still standing. And that is the end of that one's turn, bringing us to Will. Can he do it?
Can I play the game in this fight at all? Let's find out. 14.
You can rejoin the fight. Congratulations, you are unstunned.
I think Fix walking up and trying to speak to me finally, like, where is it?
It's behind
And
you.
that's it.
And as you turn to see where it is, Fire, what are you doing?
I am wondering why Merlin shoved it at me again. Twice now I've had the mushroom creature shoved near me, and I'm going to try to kill Big Boy.
26 is a hit. 12 piercing damage. You cut a decent chunk of this thing off. It's very messed up, but it is not dead.
Okay, I'll disengage.
And I will go... Let's see. Here.
Run away. Can this creature run after you? Yes, he can. He's going to run past Merlin. If you want, Merlin, you can actually take an opportunity attack against this creature.
I will. Can
and
I
melee him with a melee weapon.
Oh.
You can't unleash the
Staff of
demonic
Necrosis?
staff.
Would that no?
On your sheet, do you have a quarter staff? Oh yeah, the staff, one-handed and two-handed there.
Yeah.
Would be what you
Okay.
would use
Right.
if you want to manually
I'll-
use the staff. Of
Yeah, I'll bop it with the two-handed. Oh.
You swing,
Ew.
but it's a swing and a miss. There's like a baseball swing and a miss noise
Oh.
as you swing at this enormous thing running past you. You may be too distracted because there's a death cap on your chest trying to bite
Yeah, no.
at you.
Ew.
And the creature will rush forward to his you fire. Give me a con save, please. Fire.
19.
19, you make it. Let's see if it hits you though. On a 14 against your AC, a miss again as you dance around with this very large lumbering thing chasing after you. It's Merlin's turn.
Okay. I am going to. I think I will use the Staff of Necrosis on the big boy.
All right, give me that attack roll.
27.
27, roll me the damage.
9.
How do you kill it? What does it look like?
Oh my god. Okay, I think the staff would emit like a dark green glow, and the skies would almost grow darker around us, and it would just blast the big boy, and it would almost like melt into a fleshy like state.
Yeah, it starts to melt down, bits of it kind of falling off of it, left behind, bits cut off from each of these different myconids that are scattering around the area, as well as the cocoon that they came from. And this one swings towards you, Fire, and then is hit by all of this energy, and it falls into bits of fungi and green goop and spores in front of you. And
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks.
Merlin, it is still your turn.
I'm gonna push the death cap off me. Get him off me.
All right, let me give you a strength save. An 11. Gonna
Yeah,
push
he's
him away.
pushed. Go away. That
And
is my turn.
You want to run?
Yes, actually, I will run.
You're welcome. Let's see. Fix's turn, all the way down here in the goop.
Seeing all the death spores leave Will's area, I'm gonna rush over to Will, just to like give him a once over to make sure he's not immediately dying, and then I'm gonna aim another 2 Eldritch Blasts at the death cap.
Will looks like, you know when Bear Grylls got stung by all those bees? Like his face is just swelling up from just being repeatedly bludgeoned by these tree trunk fists of these creatures. Probably, Will, you also were hit on your armor, which hurts when you've been taking bludgeoning damage. So you've probably got all these bruises and things over you. But while he doesn't look great, he's generally unstunned but not looking great.
Yeah,
He's alive.
I kind of look at you wide-eyed a little bit and seem torn between helping you or trying to deal with the mushrooms, but I want to go for the mushrooms. 15 and a 25.
Both hits.
7 and a 10. 17.
17 damage is not quite enough to kill it. The creature, the little death cap, is looking very beaten up, standing there looking to each of you, looking back and forth wildly, but it is not dead. Is that end of your turn?
Yeah, I'll look to Will and say, I think you know by now, but don't get too close.
Thanks. Vomit.
Merlin, give me a perception check.
19.
A 19. The creature comes rushing towards you.
Oh no.
Horrible thing comes running towards you. As it gets towards almost exactly where you are, you see it slip suddenly. The death cap slips. You realize that it slipped on what looks like a puddle of oil on the ground. Ooh. And both you and Fire get an opportunity attack against it if you want, as it slides past you, rolling, slipping on, almost comically to you, Fire, comically slips on nothing as far as you can tell. And it rolls past both of you, and you can both make attack rolls against it if you'd like with melee weapons.
Not so fast.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to try and bop
You do
it
not
again.
see the oil, Fire.
Yeah, I just see him slip on nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy looking. Merlin bangs him on the head, and Fire slices the head off of this creature as it comes to a stop in two pieces behind you. It falls over, splitting apart, and you successfully defeat the Myconids. They kind of begin to semi-dissolve a little bit around you, bubbling into bits, but some of the other parts of these Myconids remain. Merlin.
Yes.
There's a lot going on for you right now compared to
I'm wondering
the others.
what this icky stuff is.
The icky stuff looks like a very small puddle of oil. Also, here's the other thing though. Your knowledge of, in fact, Fire as well. Both of you rolled to forage. And what you scored high on the forage check last week, and what you win in the forage is actually these Myconids. They provide you with a bunch of stuff if you wish to go around collecting what is left of the bits that aren't burned and completely ruined and destroyed. You actually can pull from these different breed of Myconids that you experience some things that you know you can use for potions and bits and things, and also you can pull some things that you didn't know or are not commonly found on Myconids but seem to be on these ones. However, so both Merlin and Fire see this, and you recognize that as part of your forage roll. Merlin, the thing on the ground forms a face. The oil puddle forms a face, but it's not looking at you. It's looking at the area where the death cap is, and it says, "Do not touch, Merlin." And then it begins to form up into a very small little body, maybe only 5 or 6 inches tall. It looks like a little mini inky version of you. It even forms a little staff of necrosis and a spellbook under one arm. It looks up at you and waves its staff and says, "Hello?"
I'm a dad?
What?
Who are you?
I'm you.
You're not me, I'm me. What? My gosh, where the heck did you come from?
So, for the rest of you,
Are we hearing Merlin?
Merlin is speaking to the ground. There's no thing there. There's no oily substance, nothing. The creature moves over towards you, Merlin, and says,
Hold out your hand.
Can I use perception to read his expression if I can?
you can give me an insight check with disadvantage because you have no idea what this thing is.
Oh, God, okay. 18.
This thing, it doesn't appear to want to harm you.
I guess seeing that, I take its head.
I'll join you now.
Merlin?
Merlin holds a hand down towards the ground. Nothing in front of him at all. Maybe like a little bit like some grass or something. The creature says,
"May we join you now?"
and jumps onto your hand, Merlin. it spreads like an oil across your hand, and then begins to bubble a little bit, and then dissolves into your hand. And now in your head, it says,
Didn't work, did it?
Oh God, what have I done? I think Merlin just falls on his bottom and he starts like just shrilling. He's just in full panic, like, what have I done? Oh God.
Oh no!
What have you done? Are you okay?
Yeah, are you okay?
Fell.
We're good. I mean,
We're good.
We.
me,
we? All.
me. I'm me. I'm good.
I'm good too.
You said we.
Oh no, I may have made a grave mistake. How do I even explain this?
How do I rejoin?
What?
I said you said we. You said we're good.
Did you not see that?
Yeah, I saw a lot of. It was like the Myconids back home, but evil, misty.
I mean, did you not see that on the ground? What the death cap had slipped on?
Maybe the goop. I didn't see it slip on anything. I saw it slip.
Well, there was indeed goop, and it spoke to me, and it formed, the spinning image of me, except, maybe a little bit more greasy looking.
Wait, okay, hold on. Go back to the goop. The goop, the mushroom goop, spoke to you.
Yes.
A mushroom goop.
And said what?
Well, no, you're not mushroom goop. Sorry. I will. What exactly are you?
Me save you
I'm
from mushroom
Fire.
goop.
Are you okay?
I'm Merlin.
I'm Merlin.
I'm Merlin.
Yeah.
I'm Merlin.
Hey guys, can we come over here, everyone? Merlin's having a crisis of self.
You got hit pretty
Sure,
hard.
so
Ada.
while this is happening, I think, Fix, you would see two things. One, the last Eldritch Blast, Will was studying it very closely to the point where it's abnormal, like, was really paying close attention. And then secondly, it looks like I'm reaching out for help for a second because I'm sitting here vomiting, but I'm, at the last second, actually just pushing you away and I'll just fall on the floor vomiting. I've been paralyzed and poisoned for the last minute straight.
That's fair. I'm just waiting for Will to finish vomiting, and then I glance over to see what Merlin and Fire are doing. I'm gonna go check on Merlin and Fire. I assume.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Is he okay? He doesn't seem okay.
Yeah, is Will all right?
Will swallowed a lot of that stuff back there. Tastes disgusting.
Okay.
What's happening over here?
Me, Fire, you, Merlin,
Yeah, I know
you,
that.
Fix.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know
We
that.
regressed?
I don't know. I think so.
What is he doing? Is this an undead thing?
He was like, me, Merlin, you, Fire. I'm Merlin. I don't know.
Merlin is
Merlin?
dead.
I mean, yeah, I knew that already, and so do my friends.
Oh. Is that why we can't rejoin?
Your friends like us? We're your friends.
Yeah, whatever that thing was that I was trying to tell you about, it's, I think it's become a part of me now.
Oh, Merlin, there was mushroom goop on the ground, and Merlin,
I'm not part of that.
it
Merlin ate some of the mushroom
to
goop.
Merlin. No, it spoke to Merlin, and then, now what?
Then it formed into, the spitting image of myself. Not really quite like myself, but, more greasy, in appearance, and, it extended its hand to me, and I took it.
You took it?
Yeah. He then reaches out
The
and shows
goopy
his arm.
monster extended its hand and he took it.
Yeah, look, and Merlin, he extends his hand to
I
show.
grab
if-
Merlin's hand straight away and
Yeah, does it look like anything?
I mean, it's cold and weird because he's dead now, but generally no change.
I mean, you're clammy and kind of gross right now, but I don't see anything.
Well, not gross, just different.
Well, no, I didn't mean like that. You know, the mold.
What if we
get that I'm
move?
decomposing.
Can we move?
Move.
Yes?
Move where, Melon?
I don't know. Move where?
I don't know.
Merlin vanishes.
Ah!
Disappears. Will?
Wait, I'm holding his hand still.
Okay.
Can I feel
Will-
it still?
Will is
Alright.
yeah, he's gone. He just vanishes from where you are. He's not invisible. You realize that he's teleporting. Will, maybe 30 feet away, Merlin appears next to you.
Will completely misses the fact that he teleported and thinks he walked over. Hey, good job.
It worked.
Merlin?
We can still
we go.
move.
What are you two doing over there?
When you did that,
Something's happening.
Huh?
I had no control over
Bad.
that whatsoever.
Try
think-
again.
No, don't.
You
Control over
disappear,
Something
and
bad
you
is
appear
how?
30
See?
feet away, equidistant from where the two groups of you are, Fire and Fix. Will, and then Merlin, you appear standing on a tree stump about 30 feet away from where you were.
Oh.
Ah,
It's much easier, in fact.
Ah.
Why is
good
that?
job.
You think this is a game?
What is
No.
that?
No. Stop doing this. Just stay where you are. And I'm gonna walk over. I'm walking to you. And you're gonna come here. Come here.
Okay, he starts to make his way over to Fire slowly.
Gonna uppy.
You're not gonna do
Pick you
anything,
up.
right? Let me get to Fire.
Why would she
I'm
do
just-
anything?
Fire.
Gonna pick you up. Gonna pick you up. Okay?
He stretches up his arms, ready to be lifted.
Okay.
up.
I will pick you up.
I think we're good.
Okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I know there's a lot of
I-
weird stuff happening lately. This is this
That's
is nice.
fine.
Yeah.
I just have my hand on the back of your head and I'm just looking at the others.
Merlin. Who are you speaking to?
This might sound crazy, but I quite literally have a voice in my head.
Oh. In the context of everything else that's happened? Okay.
Can hardly judge. What is the voice telling you, Merlin?
I think it's I don't know. It was testing to see how far it can go. I think it was teleporting me.
I look Merlin dead in the eyes. Is it telling you to do bad things?
No,
You
not
sure?
yet.
Is this the same forces we've been speaking with in the mist? Somehow messing with you physically now?
Would I be able to make a roll for that, Brad?
You
Did I
can roll
determine-
me an Arcana check. You would guess that it's not the same as communicating with the mist. You're not doing any sort of astral projection here. You're either going insane or there is a creature living inside your head that, everything that you've seen is true.
No, this is nothing quite like the mist. I don't even know where it came from.
That came from you. Because you were sad.
It came from me because I was
Well, if that's
sad.
the-
Yes!
What? Why are you sad?
You don't really get sad.
I mean,
Are you okay?
Well, I mean,
He-
I'm okay.
probably has more justification to be sad than any of us at the moment.
That's true.
Maybe.
I think it happened when he died.
Changed?
Yeah. Changed.
Changed from living?
I think this is where Merlin would confess that something did happen that day when he ate berries in the mist, and he vomited some weird-looking ichor. So I've been meaning to tell you this, guys, for a while now. Remember that time, the second time we went into the mist? I found some berries And, well, because I got rather hungry, I decided to eat them. Well, it did not do so well down in the department of digestion, and I regurgitated it, and, well, when I did, it blinked at me.
Merlin, are you telling me you've had this thing following you around since the last time we were in the mist a week ago?
Maybe.
What?
Why didn't you tell us?
Yeah, why
Well,
would
I
you
just,
hide this stuff?
Well, I just didn't want this to spell any trouble for you guys. I thought this was something I can handle myself.
Yeah, it seemed like
I
it.
understand. I understand that we all have our secrets, and none of us were fully upfront from day one. But when it's a thing following us around physically, we need to know. Or in your head, or whatever. Can you see it and talk to it, or is it in your head?
It's in my head.
No, not in your head.
Can you talk to it?
Well, you're
Okay.
not in my head. Then what are you? Are
does
you
it
are you
want?
are you a part of me?
Yeah,
Are you talking?
I mean, all
You're
of
talking
you.
to it?
You're all of me.
Yeah,
No.
No.
That's invasive.
it makes you sad.
Oh yeah. If ooh,
have to be careful if you're sad. You
I
make
don't even
another
know
Merlin.
you. What?
You get
You
too
are
sad,
not-
you make Merlins. That's what you do now.
Are you okay?
Can you ask her to leave?
Can you? Yeah. Can you leave me alone?
Yes.
Is that? Oh, it is possible.
Yes. But I would never
Okay.
do
Well.
that.
Oh, no. It doesn't want to leave me alone now.
Well,
Has this voice actually done anything or had any effect on you other than speaking?
Made him teleport.
Well-
your life.
We definitely
that
have our
was-
differences, but other than that,
That's not
he
for me.
doesn't.
You a bit dead right now.
How dare you? You saying I can't fight my own battles?
That thing was gonna
okay.
bite your
You know,
face.
can you bring it out?
Can I bring it out?
Yeah, can you hand it to me? Is it being mean to you? It sounds
Can
like
I,
it's being
like-
mean to you.
Can I like regurgitate it like a fur ball? Is that
You
possible,
can,
Brad?
just-
you can try. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, all right, okay. I think Merlin would then get on all fours and he would get into position and start looking like he's coughing up a hairball.
Yeah, like when
I thought you
cats
said
and
it was in your head.
I cut my hands in front of your mouth.
Natural 22. You can cough up a perfect hairball, but there's no boggle with it.
Oh no! Well, I
Is
guess
this
it's
it? Is this it?
on?
You stop. Don't be
It's just a
mean
perfect grey hairball of beard
to
hair.
my friend. That's my friend you're talking to.
He throws those up all the time. Are you telling me all of
And-
them are sentient?
Fire.
I hate to break
You
it to
are
you, Fire,
fire.
but it is just a hairball.
I
You are
squish it.
arguing with an inanimate hairball.
It didn't work.
Can
What? Maybe it did. Guys, I look at like Fix and Will like I think Merlin might be crazy, and maybe even if I was speaking to something imaginary, you've killed the monster under the bed for the child. I think it worked.
Will is
Right.
not having it. Just looks
No,
back.
yeah, no, you're still in there. I thought so.
Won't be bothering you again.
I will never leave you.
Merlin, I'm confused. Is it a voice in your head, or is it a creature around us? You've been going back and forth.
Would Merlin know it's a boggart, Brad? Or sorry, what was the creature again?
It's known as a boggle, but
A boggle.
yeah, there's no way that any of you could possibly know what it is.
Got it.
It's not a creature that exists until this moment.
Oh no. Well,
You've invented the first one.
We basically gave birth to the first ever one, so
Oh,
it's not
no.
even a role that you can make. It's not a commonly known thing in this setting or anything like that, so yeah.
Merlin, will it talk to us?
I think it's just going to speak through. Wait,
You
can
still
it
haven't
speak?
answered my question. Roll it
Oh,
back. Is this
right,
thing
right.
purely in your head, like a voice, or is it physically around you somewhere that you can see that's invisible to us? 'Cause
No,
you've
it's a
been
part of me
going-
now.
It's
I'm in your skin.
oh.
It's
This
yeah,
just
in
keeps
my
getting better.
skin, in
Always
my.
wanted to go back into your skin.
Oh, oh,
Tell it that I said to be nice to you.
I wish I could get back into your spirit. You have no spirit anymore, you said.
No, I'm dead.
Merlin,
Yes, well,
can you tell us what
Is
it
he
is
allowed
saying
to
to
use
you?
the word?
Can,
Which word?
It's kind of like
can you speak through
because
me?
he is.
Since
he's
you are
allowed
now
to
a
because he
part
is.
of me.
Yes.
Okay, Merlin opens his mouth in hopes that the boggle can speak through.
So what happens is the boggle starts speaking, but Merlin is just standing there doing this with nothing coming out. But the boggle in your head says,
Hello, everyone. My name is Merlin. I've been following you for a little while. Well, not when you
put
was
my ear next
outside
to your
of the
mouth.
mist, but when you came back into the mist, I found you very quickly. I always know where Merlin is. Not this Merlin, not Merlin.
Were you gonna say something, Merlin?
Oh, you didn't hear any of that?
I hear
What?
hear a gurgling. Is that just your stomach?
No. Well, that could be.
If
my
he's getting
stomach.
real hungry, maybe don't put your face so close to his mouth.
I thank you. Hadn't thought of that.
What is hungry?
Well, I mean, it's different for us now because I'm dead, and now I can't help but think of brains.
Oh, what is
Okay.
brains?
Did you right then when my head was? Don't tell me. Actually, don't tell me.
Does it make you
No.
sad to be hungry?
I mean, it makes
Some
me
questions
sad.
that are better left unanswered.
I don't like it when you're sad.
Well,
How do we make you happy again?
Well, I think, what would make me happy right now is if, you help me out and give my friends here a proper explanation as to what you are.
I'm you. You're me.
You're not me, because I'm me.
Yes, well, you're not me because I'm me.
He's mocking me.
okay,
So-
get out.
You're the most.
Get out of there. I don't know
So
where
you,
to.
what, you have an evil twin imposter thing going on?
You know
In
what?
your own head.
That's probably the best way to describe it at this rate.
And you can't get it out of you now? It won't leave?
Well, not unless I make some sort of, maybe if I can entice it somehow to leave me, but
Well?
he seems pretty sure
Fire.
to stay put where
Fire.
he is.
What if this is his alive half arguing with his dead half?
Excuse me?
I'm whispering it to Fire specifically.
Oh,
I don't. Maybe you could hear me. You'd have to roll for that one, probably.
can I roll?
no.
No? Oh,
Because while you're trying to hear things, all that's going on in your head is,
So I was trying to walk around and then I saw some berries on the ground, but I didn't eat them because I didn't have hungriness. But now I have hungriness. I feel it. We should eat the brains of that one.
Maybe it's his living spirit arguing with his dead body or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Does it sound like anyone you know?
no.
No.
It doesn't even sound like me. Even though it
Oh,
tells
you don't
me it's
sound
me.
like me.
Well, whoa!
What does it sound like?
I was the original.
I was the
don't,
original. I came first.
I came first. I practically gave birth to you.
Well, maybe I gave birth to you. You don't know.
That's not true.
What if the way I gave birth is by being spat out?
I spat you
Okay.
out.
Exactly.
Can you? What does it sound like?
I can't even begin to describe it.
But
Is
you
it
can
like-
differentiate it
Like
from
beautiful
yourself.
angels
I can't.
singing on the wind.
Evil.
I'll tell you
He
what.
is so full of
All right,
himself.
forgive me if this backfires, but you're gonna drive me insane, and I'm gonna put my hands on either side of Merlin's face and use 5 points of lay on hands to cleanse poison and disease out of him,
okay.
and see what happens.
Wow, this would probably work. Let's see. Give me the blurb.
I will copy paste it because there's nothing for me to click here.
All right.
Here you go. I'll throw it in the game chatter there. Boom.
Disease or anything you can cure. Okay. Roll me. I guess just roll me a charisma check.
Okay. Raw charisma.
Yeah.
A 22.
Ooh. Not gonna
Will has
beat
put his
that.
mind to this.
So the creature is speaking in your head.
And so basically, I was thinking that
and then he puts his hands on your head.
We should basically. Ow, ow, ow.
And then it hears ejected from you. Now, it is pushed out of the back of your head. From anyone else's perspective, you'd see a blob of oil fired out of the back of Merlin's head, but no one can see it because it's invisible. Just Merlin would have been able to see it, but Merlin can't see it. A blob of oil is launched out of your head deep into the forest. And there is no more voice in your head.
Did that do it?
I did. I don't hear him anymore.
You're just hallucinating then. All I did was purge the poison out of your system. Maybe it was the Myconids got into you or something.
You didn't hear anything inside your head, did you?
No,
You
I
ingested
didn't,
way
but-
more than he did.
Yeah, but I was getting hit by the big one, and he was getting hit by that little one over there, so maybe different poisons from different
Yeah,
mushrooms? I don't know.
I'm dead. I don't breathe anymore.
Well,
That-
I mean,
Okay.
it's not just breathing, though, because I was holding my breath, and the stuff just soaked in right through my skin.
Oh.
And besides, if the poison weren't affecting you, then why are you hallucinating, and how did I just purge poison out of you?
Yeah, and I have to ask, why you're hallucinating, and it was all negative. It was all negative
See,
to
you
speak
don't
about
even-
yourself.
you
And I
don't
feel like
even
on some
believe me.
subconscious level, we need to figure out why.
We've spoken about this. But also, you teleporting. Can you teleport? Have you just not
Yeah.
told us? You've been holding
I
out
s-
on us all this time.
You
No,
did teleport.
I did. I did.
Yeah, but both of you teleport too. Is that not normal?
Well, yeah, but I've never seen you do it.
Not like that. That
And
was
if you can
I
do
just-
it, you should
fast.
do it more
Yeah, I should do it more often.
times when it's helpful.
But,
I just kind of
Merlin, are you
figured.
feeling okay? You okay?
I definitely feel, well, lightheaded, but in a relieving sense.
Okay. Maybe we should
I just
sit down
can't-
for a bit.
I just kind of figured wizards teleport. It's like a thing they do, right?
Faye?
I guess. Oh, no, magic is not my forte. I see a wizard teleporting around. I kind of assume it's just a thing wizards do.
Suppose you've got a point.
Maybe it's a
Oh,
new
one
thing you
other
can do.
one other
New
thing.
skill.
One very important thing.
Yes, well?
I'm gonna vomit on Fire's shoes.
Oh.
Or my
Not the
shoes, technically. She's
shoes.
wearing my shoes. I vomit on my
Well-
own shoes that she's wearing.
You can have these back soon.
All of the
You can
open
keep 'em.
ground and you pick the shoes. You're on the fence. to
Not on
fashion.
the
That
loafers.
felt targeted, yeah.
Sorry. I was gonna say I need to go sit down because I'm gonna throw up my insides. And I think my body beat me to it, and I'm gonna walk to the side and start making a campfire.
I offer Merlin my hand and go to walk.
He takes her hand.
So, you guys want to do a rest?
Yes, and scavenge all this stuff.
Are you doing a short
around
rest
too.
or a long rest?
We are
rest,
not.
I think.
Wait,
Sure.
are we just inside or just outside the mist? I can't remember where we ended.
Still in the mist. You're about halfway there. You've done about 6 hours of travel. You need to do another 6.
Okay, yeah, it's
Your
too
best
far to.
guesstimate is that it's maybe 6 a.m.-ish.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and walk that far on 2 health. I'm gonna stop for a short rest. But I don't think we want a long rest in the mist either.
No.
Nope.
Very well. You may begin your short rest. I will tell you what you find, Merlin, on your foraging. You find the appropriate ingredients from the Myconids as thusly. You have just enough of the ingredients to create, if you would like, a potion of vitality from these Myconids, which allows you to remove exhaustion, disease, and poison, and for the next 24 hours you will regain the maximum number of points for any hit die that you spend. But of course you have to spend the day making it, so you wouldn't be able to just magic it into existence. It takes you a day of travel to make the thing. So I will give you the information in a second, but that's one of the things that you get to make. You also find some lightning moss. This is light blue moss that was inside one of these myconids. And roll me a d6. This is how much of it you find. How many clumps? 3 clumps of lightning moss, and I will write this down for you in a second. What this does, if you touch it, it gives a faint static electric shock. And if you rub it on the bottom of your feet or shoes, you get an increase in speed by 5 feet for 1 hour. 3 clumps of that. You also find that some of the powder that comes off of the death cap itself is actually a very rare ingredient that you can use to bolster your potions of healing to become potions of greater healing, which instead of doing 2d4 plus 2, do 4d4 plus 4. And you have enough powder that your crafted potions for the remainder of the campaign will always be potions of greater healing. You still only buy normal potions of healing, but if you forage and create with your herbalism kit a potion of healing, it will be a potion of greater healing from now on. So
Very nice.
That is what you discover here, and I'll write it down for you on our break, which we are going to right now. It is time for a short break while these guys rest. You may rest as well for 7 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We have a new show that just started on Table Story called Spellwind, which is on Wednesdays. That premiere was last night. If you want to catch that before next Wednesday, then I highly recommend it. It's amazing. The first episode was great. It's D&D brought to you by Mythomatic. It has an all-star cast of wonderful role players, and that is on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. UK, which is 4 Eastern. And in a week, we also have another show starting up, which is called Root, and I'm going to run an ad for that now, and when we return, we will continue with the travel out of the mist. Thanks again for joining us. See you in a few.
Hey, fire! Wait up!
Keep up if you don't want to get left behind.
Are you just gonna follow these guys?
Don't you have a sense of adventure?
But if we get...
My father always treats me like a kid. I know what I'm doing. Come on. What could happen?
Welcome back to part 2, and you each successfully complete a short rest, sitting for at least an hour, collecting the items that you were looking for with these Myconids, relaxing in such a way that you can consume some hit die to regain a few HP, and Warlock gets spells back, as well as the abilities that anybody gets on a short rest. Now, just to recap with the creating a potion. To create a potion with a herbalism kit on a travel forage success, you collect the ingredients for 1 potion of healing, which for you will always be a potion of greater healing now. And during a short or long rest, you can use the herbalism kit to attempt to create a potion using a DC 12 herbalism kit tool check, and with a failure, you spoil the ingredients. Merlin, you spend this time creating a potion. Which one?
Of greater healing.
The potion of greater healing is created. You now have a potion of greater healing, and you can put it in your pocket or hand it to whoever you want. On your next short rest, you do have the ingredients for a potion of vitality as well. And the moss clumps, not ingredients for a potion, unless you want to try and find the rest of the ingredients for a potion of lightning resistance. Alternatively, you can use them to increase your speed by 5 feet for an hour. So bear that in mind, write that down somewhere, pin it in the chat or whatever you need to do. And if you, good luck. Inventory management. At the end of your short rest, what do you do? You want to continue on your travel towards Kull?
How long's our short rest been?
About an hour.
Did I have time to resummon Beta?
Yep.
Cool.
I clean the vomit from my shoes
Yep.
the best I can.
I clean all the rest of the vomit and putrid bile and goo and dead plants, and basically spend a straight hour cleaning myself off, and when I'm done, it's still not clean, but less miserable. Let's never do that again.
Yeah. Yep. Please, never again.
Yeah, getting quite sick of being caught unawares by things that stop you. I think there's some way to avoid them in the future.
Perhaps we divert more attention to keeping a lookout ahead of us.
That'd be smart.
But
Perhaps.
I'm torn, because last time we had multiple pairs of eyes looking forward, scouting for enemies, we got turned around and off the path, so maybe 2 people navigate and 1 person keeps an eye out while Merlin forages.
Sure.
That could work.
I think that's probably the best way to do this, since we've tried everything else and it's just resulted in us getting lost or ambushed. Merlin, what'd you make?
Oh, so you saw me, well,
It's a
I
different
found
color.
some, I found some stuff, from those, those things we, got roughed up by. Here, and he just hands over the, potion of greater healing to Will.
Oh.
That stuff is far better than the ones that we're already using.
So, is it like a potion of healing?
It is, but greater.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm like sizing up the potion and then turning and like sizing up Merlin, like, do I trust Merlin?
I think he just gives you, the stink eye.
You're not still hearing
know,
voices, are you? Didn't
No.
tell you to
The
make
voice
that,
in
did
your
it?
head didn't say like, get rid of the big one, poison him, or anything
No.
like that, did it? Okay.
No.
Alright.
I trust you.
I mean, I guess we need to know if it works, right? Guinea pig time.
Bottoms up.
Tastes better than the
Taste-
mushrooms.
Marginally. But it's working, I think.
Did you power back the potion of greater healing?
I did, yes. I'm gonna make sure it works.
4d4 plus 4 HP restored.
That, and I'm still mostly dead even with all my hit dice spent, so I kind of need it. 44. I'll have to code in a thing for this. Oof, not a good roll, but still, 12 is better than nothing.
12. Yep, you feel much better, and it maybe tastes a little different to your traditional healing potion, but the effects feel almost exactly the same, but again, stronger, greater.
Not bad. It's work. I mean, awful, but it's working. I can feel it. Maybe like a hint of what?
I scoot away from you.
No, not. I'm not. I was gonna say maybe like a hint of mint or something. You pulled this stuff directly off the dead mushrooms, right?
I did, from the Myconids, yes.
Yeah, I can tell.
Don't throw it back up, please.
I'm not gonna throw it up, but God, it's nasty. Okay, I'm good.
Maybe we'll pick up some
I'm
mint
good. Maybe
and
we
Kull.
buy like some sugar or something in the next town, and you can flavor them.
I could spice it up a little bit for you. Oh dear. No, don't.
No, I got it. No,
huh?
I'm keeping it. It's
Better out than in, though.
I start walking. I'm
okay.
time to hit the road.
I'm good.
Right?
Who is scouting? There's 2 scouts, one person navigating and one person foraging, which will be Merlin. Who are the scouts? Who are the designated scouts? Or who is the
I
designated?
don't remember.
I have proficiency in survival, so I was going to navigate.
Okay, so that means I will need perception checks from Fire and Will, and then survival checks from the other 2.
What is Vita doing?
And what is Vita doing?
Yeah,
Vita can
Vita would
only
be-
really scout, to be honest. So you can
Yeah.
give me another perception check.
4.
So, I will. I'll assist with scouting then, I guess.
That was your plan.
Yep.
I believe. 2 scouts.
We
one...
didn't say who was. We didn't say who was doing what. That's just what I'm trying to figure out. There we go. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing, so the rest of you figure it out.
Okay, so the scouts, Fire and 9, Will a natural 1, which turns out to be a 3. Merlin, you fail to forage anything. You don't find the ingredients that you need to find to craft another potion. It's a very barren and dead area. It's actually been really hard for you to forage anything here the whole time you've been here. All of the scouts, including Vita, fail. So
Miserably.
but you
We
do
failed
manage
miserably.
to continue heading south for the rest of the day. On the travel, I will need a d12 rolled from Fire, please.
Why me though, you know? You know? 4.
And then 2d6 from Will. Wow.
2 divided by 6 there for you, sir. An 8. 4 and 4.
4 and 4. It is an arduous walk, I think, for the final part here. While you've been in this mist for around 24 hours, I think, you're suffering the effects of all of these mental attacks almost from the mist itself, including the times that you kind of interacted with that consciousness, as you understand it, that disembodied feeling has left all of you feeling probably quite mentally strained or weak. physically you've had to encounter all of these different things. You're burned and bloodied and cut, and there are salves and rips in your clothing, and Merlin is quite literally dead. Yet, as you stumble south, slowly but surely, you step out into possible daylight. Let me just figure out what the time is here. Might actually be daytime. Yeah, it would be about 1 in the afternoon. And actually, as the mist begins to dissipate around you, and you keep walking, seeing now the grass underfoot turn from a horrible dark purplish color, like a horrible bruise, shifting to hues of green and yellow. And once again, as before, following this path, you find yourself stepping out amongst those rows of rhubarbs and carrots and all of the fields that spread out. And in the very far distance, you can see the edge of the town of Kull. Behind you, a little oily creature follows you as far as it can before it is unable to continue, and watches as Merlin steps away, the sadness on its face replaced with a look of frustration or anger. However, you guys are now out of the mist successfully and just in time as you step out into what is daylight. Will, I think you get a particular sense of relief that feels a little more I don't know if the word is intense, but stepping out of the mist for any of you, immediately losing the sensation of the whispers, that intrusive kind of endless whisper, the imposing nature of the mist, and then stepping from that into daylight is one thing. Secondarily, Will, there is almost, now that you understand that you have a link with this daylight and this sunshine, you can almost feel your body absorbing it or drenching itself in that sunlight. And you step out into an afternoon. While the day is, there is sunlight, it is overcast as if it might rain. Grey skies above, but a very strange sensation for all of you, I would imagine. Not very often seeing this daylight, but when you do get it, having it be overcast is an odd twilight and midlight. That being said, each of you steps out, including you, Merlin, and as you wander out from this thing, there is no change. You're not affected by leaving the mist. There isn't any sense of change to you. That being said, you still hear the whispers. Always. No matter what you do, you still hear these whispers. However, you are out and begin your travel, I'm guessing, towards Kull.
Yep.
You each walk the final little bit of distance before you come up against that kind of broken outer wall of Kull. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. Yeah.
Did we find our old friend the rhubarb farmer this time on our way by?
These are the dice that I'm rolling to see who spots you stepping into town.
Oh no, I need to oh no.
What?
I need to disguise myself.
Yeah,
Well,
if we're getting anywhere near city limits, then I'm gonna stop and ask Merlin if he has like a disguise spell or something he can do. I'm assuming we're still in the fields way outside town, right?
yeah, you're just outside Kull. There isn't any farmers out here at the moment. Merlin doesn't look like a haggard, torn up ghoul yet. He just looks very pale. Most
And the red
notably on
eyes.
him at the moment is his red eyes. They look slightly demonic, but he doesn't look like a zombie that's just crawled up half decayed or anything like that, for the record.
I had mushrooms.
He doesn't look too crazy yet.
If
I mean,
anyone
if you
asks, I had mushrooms.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine if you just pull the brim of your hat down and cover your eyes or something. It's nothing too crazy. I just
Okay, I'll just keep my head
hope
down.
that I just hope that it doesn't get worse as time goes on, because it will be harder to keep that under wraps.
Right.
I'm sure it won't.
Slightly more concerned by his appetite. We have to find him something to eat soon. And I make a pointed glance at Fire. And we are not causing an accident.
No. Taking advantage of an accident that occurred, by no...
It's not something we'll be doing
Yeah.
either.
Okay.
I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Besides, we can... everybody
There'll
knows
be
the
pl-
mists are
there'll
full
be-
of all sorts.
There'll be plenty of hunters in the area, and I'm sure some of them set up in Kull. We'll just buy one of their kills from the day from Merlin.
Mm-hmm. Probably get a
It's not like-
discount if you just want the brain.
I mean,
what do they use that for anyway?
Most hunters just would discard most of the head anyway. If that's the part we want to buy, it will probably be the cheapest.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
I hear a
So the-
sheep.
I did hear
Go
a
to
sheep.
the tavern again. Third time's the charm.
I swear if there's another growl.
If there's a growl this time, I'm standing up and walking away with Merlin.
Oh,
And goodbye.
Running off last time didn't work out so well for you, did it? Let's not do that again.
Well, I'll be running off,
yeah, I did standing
somewhere
there
else.
in front of it, to be fair.
Mm.
But where's that
That
sheep?
won't happen.
So, do you want to try and purchase a sheep head?
I was actually wondering if that sheep we are hearing is unattended. Like if
just
there's
wanna
just a
steal
flock
a
of
sheep?
if there's just a flock of sheep out there and we haven't seen anyone around yet, you know?
Well, let's see. There are some sheep in the distance, but you can see they're clearly being shepherded by a young man. And
Oh,
and a small, skinny-looking dog.
Mm.
I don't think I would know what the going price of livestock. Would we know the going price of livestock to just buy a sheep?
A whole sheep?
Yes.
Let's find out. How much is a sheep in D&D? How much does sheep cost? That is way too cheap. 2 gold? No. There's no
Two
way.
sheep.
Yes.
Costs 2 gold for a sheep, not in Kull. You know how hard it would be for these guys to get a sheep? Suppose you'd have to go and speak to the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We will.
Does he have a... just asking for a friend. Does he have a big head? The guy?
Nope.
As you wonder,
Nope. Okay.
as you wonder that out of character, I will turn to you in character and go, no, no.
I was just,
What did we just say?
he looked like he might be sick or something. I don't know.
Merlin, now that you are close to the village of Kull, you can smell for the first time the wonderful smells of food. Everything that has been putting you off tasting it, and all of the things that you used to eat that tasted great smell awful to you now. That being said,
No.
all of the people in this town smell so good. Not just their brains, but their arms and their legs, and their nose might be quite nice, and a crunchy ear perhaps.
No.
They're all starting to. It smells real good. And maybe
It's like a buffet. Oh no.
yeah, it's pretty tasty. Pretty tasty town.
there any kind of distinction between the people walking around and like the sheep, or is it all just kind of the same smell?
I think the people smell much better, but the sheep are doable.
Oh no. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, it's the difference between like fast food and gourmet food, maybe.
Well, there's a time and a place for both, you know?
I just mean the difference in quality, like the difference between a burger from McDonald's and a Gordon Ramsay perfectly well cooked steak, raw.
Do we want to buy a sheep?
I mean, I guess I could try.
It'd be cheaper to find a hunter and buy a deer or something that they killed.
Okay.
Livestock is going to be more expensive than dead. But with
Tavern
that said, I have
keepers-
no idea what the actual price on either of them is.
There's a
Tavern
whole
keeper's
market
got to
in
know
town.
somebody.
Yeah, let's just go look and we'll just follow your stomach, Merlin. Whatever animal
Well-
corpse.
Preferably, I'd rather eat one of the people here, but you know,
Well, we are not doing that.
no.
Remember?
Merlin, are
Right.
you okay?
I am just really hungry, and I feel that we should do something about it before I jump at one of these people and just start gnawing at their head.
Okay, let's. Should be able to reach their head. You know what? Never mind.
Okay.
Let's find you some food.
I don't
I
wanna find
will
Rude.
come into contact with my animal instincts if I have to. You do not want to see me go rabid.
Agreed. Sorry, Brad. You said something and I completely missed it.
There is a small market in the town. You guys have been there before. It's just outside of the area where the where Salam's tavern is.
Please, please tell me it's called a bazaar. Is it a bazaar market?
Yeah, sure it is now. It's a
Excellent.
bazaar.
I've always wanted to use that word in an actual sentence. Let's go to the bazaar.
Yes.
Let's go visit the bazaar.
A few small traders and merchants generally selling local goods and produce. There was one that was selling the bow that you guys saw. There's like a weapons seller here, and also the merchant Merit, who was selling potions last time you were here. That same kind of area. And as you guys head over there, Merlin, roll me a D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. A 3.
Oh no.
When you get to the when you get to the area where the market is, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, just made it.
Oh my god. What'd you make me roll for?
You're walking along and then you snap out of it as you are almost biting into the head of a draft horse nearby. You
Oh my.
take a few steps before you realize what you're doing, and you are almost out of control as you get close to one of these creatures, and you can still smell the brains on this thing and how big the brain must be inside that huge head. As you look up towards this local horse, there's a man nearby looking down at you and says, "Wait, what do you want? Scurry off." And
Oh,
you
just admiring your horse.
kind of continue on your way. Coming round to the area where the food is sold, you can see that a lot of the food here is still whole. There are chickens hanging. There is a few small looking bits and pieces. You can see that there are frogs and rats on sale, as well as a full pig hanging down from the butcher's stall nearby. And then there are cuts of fresh meat that you would assume come from sheep or maybe ox, something like that. The only head that you see on display is still attached to the hanging pig, but there is a butcher. You can see a selling food. Maybe he hands over a slice of dripping to an elderly lady who steps away, and as you walk up, Merlin kind of shuffling a bit zombie-like and drooling, he turns to you and says, "All right, who's next? You lot." Oof.
Me. Yes.
Oh, hello.
I've got my eyes set on that pig.
That pig, the whole thing.
Yes, the whole thing.
A pig is, let me double check what I have on here. That's 3 gold pieces for the whole thing.
3. I'll take it.
All right. And
Has Merlin got any gold?
you lot in town long? Where are you gonna cook it? You got somewhere to stay?
Oh, yeah, we got
Yeah.
a camp outside.
Camping outside? Oh, you want to be careful camping outside. All sorts on the road, bandits and that. They'll take that pig right off you.
No, they won't.
I'd see them
Oh, yeah,
try.
right. Well, look at you. You look like you've been stung by a bee.
It wasn't fun.
That's
In fact,
just
you
how
all
his
look like
face
you've been
looks.
stung by bees. You all look... You all right? You need to see a healer, do you?
We've had a long day.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think a good night's sleep is really all we need. We should be good to go.
All right, well, if you say so. That's 3 gold for the pig. Holds his hand out.
Wait, 30? 30?
3 gold. 3.
Oh, 3. Okay, all right.
One.
Right.
4.
I
3.
think Merlin would shuffle through his cloak to realize he doesn't have the gold.
how much for just the head?
Just the head?
Yeah. Yeah, just the head.
Why would you just want the head? Cooking up a
I
stew,
thought-
actually. It'd be a nice stew.
Thought you were in the
Yeah,
business
a
of selling
stew.
things, not.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll give you the head for 2 copper.
Okay,
Done deal.
All
that
right.
seems better.
Okay,
How long
much
ago
better.
was that? How long ago was that thing butchered?
That thing butchered an hour ago. Less than an hour ago, I'd say. Maybe a little over an hour ago. Maybe 2 hours ago.
Yeah, we'll take the head off your hands.
Fresh.
Oh, yeah. Well, here, would you mind giving us a hand? You look strong. Just, you take it down, and I'll chop off the head.
Is he talking to me, or are you setting me up for this thing where he like asks fire instead?
No, he's talking to you.
Okay, I'll give him a hand.
Lay that down there. All right, and I'll just grab it. He pulls out a big hatchet and starts to hack away at this pig's head. Pretty clean cuts. The thing is sharp. Eventually, it comes away. He kind of snaps at some of the bones and pushes it across to you. It's been drained. It doesn't have any blood. And he asks you to help him hang it back up after doing so. Right. That's 2 copper.
Merlin pulls out the 2 copper from his cloak and hands it over to the
you
butcher.
make good living, you know. Making on the real cuts of meat, you know. But I suppose if you're living in a tent on the outside of this shithole, then yeah, you probably do have to live off of heads and that. Well, the tongue will be nice though. That tongue will be good. Yeah, he was a good pig.
Oh,
Fat.
nothing will go to waste, that's for sure.
All right. Enjoy your pig's head soup.
Oh, I will.
How much? How much for this? I'm gonna point to whatever looks like the choicest cut of meat he has for sale.
The
Not like a whole
choicest
animal, but
cut
just like
of meat.
Yes,
Yeah,
fancy meat.
That's ox there. You want a nice slab of that? I'll cook up for a nice steak. That'll be 5 silver.
I'm gonna buy it because I feel like Will hasn't had a proper meal in almost 3 weeks, so I'm gonna buy it. He would be too hungry to pass this up. Yeah, I'll take it. Here.
That's good cut. That good cut.
We got 2 of those.
All right, you want another one? There you go.
I'll take one. Fire, you interested in a steak?
I'll just share the head stew.
You sure? You can,
Hey,
you can have
Sharon.
your own steak.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it then.
Yeah, we'll have to
I was
eat
trying
this.
I was doing a solidarity thing, and I didn't want to, but now that I have
I don't
permission
think
from
that's
Merlin,
necessary.
I got
Yeah,
strips
no.
of badger.
I'll take the ox steak.
That's a bit lean. All right, there's another one of them.
Thank you.
Hand over gold.
Yeah, you want to cook that nice sear on one side. You got anything to put on it? I got some spices I can sell you.
Ooh. How much for spices?
This here they call super hot. He brings out a little clear-looking sack and puts it in front of you. Ah! That's come up from the witches of Coos. No, I'm kidding. It's a pepper.
Is
It's
he?
hot. Yeah, he's probably kidding.
Okay.
No one's selling witch cayenne.
You never know.
This is possible. Can I sniff it?
Yeah,
What does it smell of?
it smells like some sort of chilies. Maybe it's bird's eye chili. Maybe it's cayenne pepper. Definitely smells like something in there.
Might get the taste of mushroom out of our mouths.
We've been eating mushrooms. Yeah, that's how you make a good living. Cut some meat, you know. It's meat or mushrooms.
Yeah, how much for the spice?
You lot look like you need a break, so go on, take it.
It's very kind of you.
Thank you.
Look at him suspiciously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, whatever I don't sell today goes sent on down the road to Jairus, so it's nice to have customers buying the good stuff. What I'm saying. This lot usually buying well, he points at the pig's head.
I'm sure we'll be back.
Very well. You have a good
You do a lot
day.
of business. You do a lot of
Thank you.
business in Jairus.
Well, not really. I just send it down with the merchants. We got a little guild of sorts, I suppose.
Oh,
Butcher in here. The fish comes up from Som's Point. They send the mushrooms, and him sends the rhubarbs. They all go over to Jairus. They come back. They give us the coin. An even split.
gotcha.
Do you think, how
Did you-
often do people buy just the head from you?
Not that often.
How many heads do you think you would usually have being
Pig's
brought to
heads?
Jairus? Just heads in general. Animal heads.
Well, we don't buy them. We just sell them. Jairus
But
ain't
you
got
said
that many farms.
Anything you don't sell goes to Jairus?
Right.
So I was just wondering.
The merchant sells it on.
On an average day, how many heads do you think are sent to Jairus?
Well, I don't usually keep all the heads, you know. No one's really buying a chicken head. I ain't slaughtering pigs every single day, but... Well, every day, maybe 4, 5 a week.
Okay.
So there's
Just-
a
Just a
merchant
thought.
caravan to Jairus from here?
Right.
Really? How
Yeah.
far, how long's the journey?
In a carriage, it won't take you that long. What's that, 2 days? But I ain't never been.
No.
Right. You said your merchants guild. You know, you've all been working together. Did you set up an agreement with the village elders or anything like that at Jairus?
Well, wouldn't have been me, but I suppose so.
The person who did it, would they be here somewhere? Someone you know?
Aye, you'll want to speak to. And he puts a thumb in his mouth and thinks for a second and says, Terran. Hi, here.
Where can I find this Terran if I want to talk to him about maybe he's getting some work?
Well, over there's Darmia, that's his wife, selling the mint.
That's a good start.
Mint?
Thanks for the info.
Hey, they make all the mint, basically. Anything you've ever had with mint in it. Anywhere, all the way down to Guardia itself. Probably came from the eye airs.
Oh.
Much obliged.
All right, you enjoy your soup.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
We will. As soon as we're backed off from this guy, I'll just look at the rest of the group. They might be able to tell us about this Marshall fellow that lives over in Jairus. We don't know how old that letter was that we found in the graveyard. Guy might have died hundreds of years ago, so we could potentially save ourselves a trip if we figure out if he's still alive. She or her husband might know.
I was
go
thinking
pay
if
her
we
a
needed
visit,
to make
yeah?
the trip, we could maybe just hitch a ride on the caravan.
I was also thinking that as well. I could offer, mercenary work in case they're afraid of bandits on the road.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking.
We could take it as an odd job to get some.
What were you thinking, Fire?
Just to hitch a ride. Definitely not ambushing a merchant shipment to get free heads for Merlin. That would be...
You know, if I were a soulless monster with no morals of any kind, I would suggest that you attack one caravan today, and I offer to defend one tomorrow, and we both get paid that way.
Yeah, that would be so bad, huh?
What's happening?
Nothing's happening because I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
Letting-
no.
She is a
We're
bad
not going to
influence.
do that.
That's what it is.
She's not going to do that. We're going to do this the right way because we don't need to make more enemies.
There can't be some part of you that thought I was serious. No, I'm going to offer. You know, if we end up going to Jaristo, I feel like we could offer our services, maybe make some money on the way. But if the guy's been dead for 100 years, then because we have no idea how old this is, there may not even be any reason for us to go there. So let's talk to her first and see what's going on.
Just give Will like an oblique look when he says, "You didn't think I was serious." Like, at this point, I don't quite know.
You didn't think I was serious.
I absolutely thought you were serious. Now then, do you need to eat this now or can I wait?
No, I need to eat this now.
Okay, we should probably go somewhere people don't need to see this.
Also, I'm not sure why we told the guy we're staying in a camp outside town. I was thinking we'd just spend the night at the tavern here and ask whoever's
we
in charge there to
can.
cook up these delicious steaks that we just bought. Because I don't feel like doing it
Well,
myself.
You can cook. I'm just gonna eat this thing raw.
I look
appreciate
for a
that.
dark alleyway that we can take Merlin down to scoff this thing.
There are plenty.
Pawnee, good. I just find the nearest one.
I put a hand on his back and just steer him towards one so I don't lose sight of him.
And he starts walking his way down this dark alley and he hides behind a barrel and then you just hear him munching down this thing. He makes a bunch of growls in between as if he was some wild beast.
You're gonna choke if you eat that quickly, Merlin.
He peers from behind the barrel, his mouth and beard just covered in blood.
Yum.
And oh, it is good. You want some? Anybody want a bite?
Sure.
What does it taste like?
He hands out just leftovers of bits of brain, maybe an eye in there as well.
I do the little kid thing where I turn my head and go,
I take a sniff
ain't it?
at the brain. Like, I kind of lick it a bit. I don't think it would taste that bad to me, probably. So I'd probably just eat it.
Okay, I'm done. And he just brushes off any of the excess guts or whatever from not guts, the stuff from the head.
I'll try to use some water to clean off your beard and mustache for all the blood.
Yeah, sorry, I was really hungry. You have no idea the amount of. I almost wanted to go for one of you guys. Yeah, no. Anyway, let's go to the tavern.
You're going to the tavern, not to the woman.
I have not left from where that lady with the mint was. So if
Yeah.
they're taking their time in the alley, like I'll probably wait like a minute, and if they're still not back, I'm just gonna go talk to her because I
reckon
don't want
this
her
takes, like,
wandering
5
off and
minutes.
losing my lead.
Yeah, there's. They do not return from the alleyway, and you probably head over to see this relatively young-looking woman, maybe in her late 20s. You also see a boy dancing around behind the stall. For the most part, she seems to be selling mint produce, but you can see a few other smaller herbs and plants on there. The boy you might recognize. It was the boy that you saved, and as you get closer, you recognize that these guys were the ones that were offering you 5 silver pieces for saving their child. She turns to look at you and says, "Hello, good afternoon." "Oh, hello, you're back."
I am. Small world.
Yes.
How have you been?
Well, I suppose. Much better, thanks to you, of course. It could have been. I don't like to think about it.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. This is kind of an oddball question from out of nowhere, but is Taryn around? I had some questions about the Merchants Guild that runs out west to Jairus, or maybe you can help if you're all involved in it yourself.
Well, I understand it relatively well, depending on what it is that you need the information on. My husband's in there dealing with the farm.
Gotcha. Well, I was curious if, given that this is kind of it sounds like there's several people involved, I'm assuming at some point the village elders became aware of it. Who in Jairus would we need to look for if we wanted to set up something similar?
Well, the head of the Merchants Guild is a gentleman named Robert Birkenhead. He's a tall and relatively strong-looking man. I'm sure you could ask anyone in Jairus and they'd direct you to him. I believe he inherited it from his mother, the business. The merchants themselves take a percentage of the sale, depending on the travel. I believe he has work from not just here, but Som's Point and down at Kira too.
Sounds like a big operation you've got going on.
Well, not me. My husband is a little better with the pen and understanding and the reading of the writs, so he has arranged for it for many of the wholesalers here. We've got a lot of farmers. He simply wrote up some of the understandings.
Gotcha. I'm not good with paper and numbers either. Tell me, have you ever actually been to Jairus?
I've been twice. Once as a little girl and once several years ago. Just before I, became pregnant with this one.
I don't suppose you've met a man over there by the name of Edmund Dorston, the marshal?
She says, Dorston. No, that wasn't the marshal several years ago, though. We did meet a gruff fellow. I want to say his name was Gammon. Gammond, perhaps, yes. Was a Goliath. Tallest fellow I've ever met. Taller than you.
Interesting. Is he the new marshal?
Not sure they have a marshal, they have a full watch. I believe he was the captain of the guard, captain of the watch. You have muted yourself somehow.
Oh, I'm dumb. Time out for 1 second, Brad. The marshal. This is like if this is a public position, would I be familiar with exactly what this entails? Is that like a captain of the guard or a city watch commander or?
Yeah, a marshal.
What is a marshal?
Is more like a sheriff. So the smaller towns would have one, and the more independent towns, the towns that are covered by Guardia themselves tend to have soldiers posted there. You might even probably would know that there is a small encampment at Jairus. You would have been posted out of Kira before when you were involved in the Battle of Sorrows Creek. So there's a little castle there. Generally speaking, marshals and sheriffs and that kind of watch come with their own little militia and local source militia. In fact, Kull kind of fits under that idea. If Jairus has a captain of the watch in charge, I doubt that they would let the like a local policing situation happen, since they have a military presence there. So it's a little archaic and a little old, and Jairus, from this information you would deduce, is probably a little too big now for a local sheriff or marshal.
Right. So it would make sense then for me to draw the conclusion that a marshal potentially could have been several or dozens of years ago when the town was smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems to be the idea.
All right. Okay, well, after she says that, then I'll just change the topic then. Right. Do you suppose I could talk to Taryn? Bounce some questions off him.
Yes, well, how long will you be in town?
We were just planning to spend the night here. We're just passing through.
Yes, he'll be back from the fields well, much later tonight. Usually around 8 or 9.
Right. Okay. Would it be okay if I come to talk to him then? I don't want to come calling too late at night and disrupt you.
Yes, well, the market will be closed, but I can arrange for him to come find you at your lodgings.
Oh. Oh, that's even better then. We're staying right over there.
Oh, right, yes. Well, it's not unlikely that we'll be there for a few hours anyway. Not much to do here.
All right, perfect. Thank you. I would greatly appreciate it.
Very well. Good day.
Take care. And you too. Behave.
The kid is messing around with a weird little doll. He kind of looks up at you and cocks his head and then laughs and runs away.
I tried. And I'll walk away and go look for the group that is eating a pig's head in a dark alley somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like the three of them walk out. Merlin kind of like kicks a completely empty of any, he's like being licked clean skull of a pig back into the alley like an old football, and it rolls off as the three of them step out.
He's probably cleaning himself like a cat.
Yeah, touching the back of his head like a dog, his back leg.
Refreshed,
Should
I
last
hope.
him at least an hour, I think. Hopefully longer.
An hour. Let's hope his appetite is curbed somewhat from the way it was before, because I don't think we're going to be able to find a pig every hour.
No.
I think our
So-
excursions into the mist are going to be a lot shorter.
I spoke to Miss Darby over there. I feel like the guy we're looking for probably died many, many years ago. We could still head to Jairus, potentially. Maybe we could dig up a clue. They do keep records of this sort of stuff, so maybe there's, I don't know, a written document of some sort that they signed. Maybe the magistrate's office has some record of it, but I don't think we're going to find an eyewitness.
No.
So, do we want to consider heading west to Jairus, or just get on with it and head east to this tower in the sea?
I'm worried about Arias. I feel like Arias is going to, I don't know, want a status update at some point soon. I would like to go to Jairus.
Right. I'm of two minds about it. I feel like heading to the lighthouse, or the tower, which I mistook for a lighthouse. I feel like heading to the tower is more important, and we need to prioritize it, but Jairus is right there. You know, if we're going to take a detour, we should do it now while we're so close. Otherwise, we'll have to travel all the way across the continent and back.
I feel like we're still going in this partially blind. Like, we don't really know what this Child of Darkness is, or what it wants, or truly what Arias thinks he's doing with it. And I hesitate to go and try and destroy something we barely understand.
I agree. Well, to be clear, going to the tower, my intention wasn't to go there to destroy anything. It's just the answers to all this will be out there, most likely. So I'm of the same mind you are. In that sense, I want to know what's going on.
It also concerns me slightly that Shamsul wanted us to go east to meet him. And it does occur to me that's the same direction as the tower.
I'm sorry, to meet him?
So, join with him, them.
Right.
I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, I really would hesitate, because it kind of sounds like maybe you're gonna get...
I'm worried more about you, Marie. Whatever whatever it does, it seems to be maybe in the same area. And, well, I've always said knowledge is power in the end. Maybe I'm just being a coward again.
I think you're being smart.
There's nothing cowardly about you. You're just making sense in a situation that doesn't. But with that said,
do we have?
I mean, if we're quick about it, Jairus is... Brad, would it be accurate to say Jairus is only a day's travel west? Or less?
Yeah, it's about 2 days. I can bring you over to the map. And you can see, so the hex is half a day travel. So yeah, about 2 days, really, 2.5.
Right. Well, traveling all the way to the east, getting all the way to either back to Sum's Point or heading Gerfrida or Gore's Point or any of the port cities to the east, that's going to be a week's travel. Then we'd have to get ourselves a boat, head out to sea, find this tower. That could take days as well. If we're going to investigate Jairus, we should do it now while we're here.
Agreed.
Otherwise, it's a lot of backtracking to do.
We need to see if we can find any information about who Eldrin even was, what he might have been doing here.
Right.
And
I agree.
the man who signed the writ, of course. But there must be some information somewhere. Somebody must know something about this.
What about you two? Any thoughts on this?
No, the sooner we get to Jairus, the better.
I think my focus has changed a little bit to just, well, I almost said keeping Merlin alive.
Sensitive topic there.
Yeah. I
Maybe
agree.
Keeping him safe from further harm? Something
That.
like that.
I think Jairus sounds like the right move.
Or perhaps restoring Merlin to his original form. Might sound impossible, but I feel like we've seen a lot of things we would have said were impossible 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe there's a way. But either way, we're not going to find it unless we start getting answers. Merlin, you're the one who said we have to get to that tower before Arias does. You're the one who had that incredible sensation that something was wrong. So, I don't know, what do you think? Should we go to Jairus or straight to the tower? Can we spare the time to investigate?
I believe we can. I don't think we're quite ready for the tower just yet.
West, then. West it is. Let's get rested up and cleaned up in town here. I made arrangements to talk to the local representative of the Merchants Guild that they send caravans out west. So the whole mercenary protection deal might be on if that's something he's open to. He's supposed to come visit us tonight. We'll talk to him then.
Okay.
Sounds
I'm
good.
thinking the butcher mentioned something about bandits taking our stuff away if we stayed outside town. The fact that he said that tells me maybe they've been having issues with it lately. They might use a little bit of extra muscle to watch their caravan.
I'm sure we're more than capable.
I hope they come.
Need to get a little anger out.
Maybe. But I
Fair
can get
enough.
answers. Maybe see if they know where their leaders have gone off to.
Well, I think it's time we hand over these steaks to a more capable chef.
God, yes.
I presume you all head to the tavern.
Yep. If there's nothing else to be done, I think that's exactly what we're doing.
And that is where we will end our session today. On a nice note, for once. No horrible, terrifying cliffhanger. No creature crashing through the door. No uh-oh moment. Just the four of you heading to the tavern with your steaks to have them cooked by a sort of chef.
This means I get to spend the whole week with the smell of the sizzling steak preparing, just luring me to the next episode.
Yes, we will resume next week, maybe just after you've eaten a steak. And we'll see how that steak was for you. And that'll do for today. Thank you so much for playing, players, and thank you so much for watching, watchers. You guys are finally out of the mist, back into the real world. And time to do some wandering around for a little while until Arias sends you a text, I imagine. He's probably thinks you're dead
goes off.
at this point.
Yeah.
As far as he's concerned, the last thing that happened was Merlin sent him a message going, hell! And then and he was like, okay,
he
well,
died.
scratch that plan. What do we do next?
Did Merlin ever... I know that we never role-played it out, Dispy, but do you think that Merlin would have told us about that encounter, or did he totally
he would
forget?
have shared everything on the way back, I would assume. Yeah.
We sort of came to the conclusion last week while we were off air that we would that generally speaking, when huge conversations have happened, or things that we've role played out, but maybe some of the characters weren't there, that while they're traveling over the 8 hours of the travel and stuff, they maybe discuss those things. For example, Will had a very long conversation with Fix while the others were asleep, and obviously no one needs you to role play through that again, even though sometimes it might happen. But we can assume that several things have been discussed on the travel. But it is good to clarify as well, because if you hadn't mentioned this or that or the other, then it would be a very different story. But you can always just say to me, Brad, I tell them all the stuff while we're traveling, by the way, and then we'll go, yeah, you guys had plenty to talk about while you were traveling for several hours that we didn't see. Yes, so let's do a quick round of shout outs for you all, and when the time comes next week, we shall return. Let's start with Brutal Brian.
Hi, I'm Brutal Bree, and you can find me at Brutal Bree everywhere. I'm gonna be streaming again soon, at an unknown date
Soon,
and an
TM.
unknown time.
Hi, Brutal Bree.
Bye. What about you, Merlin? Who are you really under that?
I'm Dispy Erickson. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the same handles. I play Vigima games, and I also do a bit of roleplay on the side as well. Thanks for the episode today, guys. Always a good time here. Thank you, watchers and listeners as well.
What about you, Fairlight?
Hi, I am Fairlight_Excalibur on Twitch. You can find me live 7 days a week playing whatever the heck I feel like that day, which is usually like strategy and RPG type stuff. Also, I thoroughly enjoyed being the punching bag today, putting my pile of hit points to use and standing
Someone
there.
had to be.
You could all have been if you all failed. It was
I was
horrible
sitting there
creatures.
wondering what happens if we all get stunned and or put to sleep, because this would go very badly.
It's rough.
But it was a blast as always. I especially enjoyed vomiting on Fire's shoes, which are my shoes.
We've all been there.
I particularly loved the part, Brad, where I was stunned for the entire fight, and as I finally broke out of it, and there's one enemy left, I thought, oh, now I'm gonna get my revenge. I'm at least gonna get one. I'm gonna get one attack in, and you had it slip on an invisible thing and die. And I'm like, never mind. I'll sit here and be sad.
Your number one enemy in the campaign so far is none of the things that you are seeking vengeance against. None of the people that you are hunting. It is, in fact, the boggle. I think at this point. Yeah, you taught him a lesson. He hates you now, but he's definitely not going to creep into your ears and eyes and nose and mouth holes and try and choke you on oil. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that, would he, Merlin?
Oh no.
Maybe he's not even real.
He has to be real. The thing slipped.
dear.
The thing slipped on it. It has to be real.
Maybe that's just mist fuckery. Speaking of fuckery, it's Leah Viathan. Where can people find you? What are you doing?
Most appropriate segue. Hello. Find me at twitch.tv/Leah. And I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Just you'll find me rambling incoherently.
All
Fuckery.
sorts of
Yeah, actually,
fuckery.
the description was accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Makes sense. Thank you. Also, I loved your RP today, Disby, with the boggle. It was so good. Trying to balance everyone else talking to you whilst there's other creatures in your head is like it's so hard, but it was really good.
All right. Well, that's.
Check out Brad
That.
102.
You don't want to.
Everybody go follow Brad right
You
now.
Or
don't
else.
want to. I'm starting
Don't do
Resident
it
Evil
right now, or
Village
else.
tomorrow. I haven't played it yet.
Yes.
I know. I'm like the only one I know. So if you're one of the only other ones, then I'm starting that tomorrow. And then I'm playing 12 minutes after that. Yeah, that's it. So for us on Table Story, remember we have a new show called Spellwind on Wednesdays. It's going to be a long form D&D show. So if you want to jump in on episode 1 of something, there's your chance. It was a very cool opening episode. I'm very much looking forward to how it goes. If you want to keep up with things going on here, Leah usually puts out Mistlight After Dusk. My brain is failing me right now. It's crazy how quickly my brain goes, and you're done, and then I just DMing. I don't know how I even do it because my brain is so scatterbrained anyway. I focus really hard for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and then the moment I end
Then
the
he
stream,
hurts
I just
himself.
go, "Nah," and it is,
Yep.
it's instant. It's crazy. So tomorrow night, Mistlight After Dusk for more theory crafting and talkies and episode breakdown things. Also, you can join the Discord. And thank you so much for watching and things and stuff. We will be back next week as we see what you guys do as you head off to Jairus to see if anything's there. I guess we'll find out next time on Mistlight. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye. How long can I leave you all on the screen?
I don't know, but I stopped waving.